I was just listening to Pastor Carter Conlon about being sensitive to the voice of God, the Holy Spirit, and hearing what he says. And there's been numerous times that God has said to me, don't do this or do this. Just recently, a guy that I met out here on the street, this Jamaican dude, he, for whatever reason, usually black people don't tend to come towards me and ask me questions or be nice to me or whatever, but one day I gave him an ice cream bar and we started talking, and he told me his situation, and I said, okay, well, what do you want from me? And he goes, well, can I put I go, how much is your stuff? How much does it cost to rent your storage space out that you're going to lose or whatever? And he said, it's like $98. I said, okay, can I go over there and pay it for you? And he said, would you? And I said, well, God's telling me to do it. I don't know if I would do it on my own. And I went over and paid it. And I'm not saying that because it doesn't make me a great person, because I'm the furthest thing from a great person. But God told me in front of, I was at a men's lunch. There's like 40, 50 guys there, all professional, dudes. One owns a car lot, one owns Zaxby's fast food restaurants, one owns this other thing, and we're sitting in they're well off. I'm sitting there with a guy I've known since high school, and he's old, he's like my dad's age, and this guy gets up, tells this story about his wife and the horrible, horrible treatment that she's received. Long story short, the whole time, okay, I have horrible anxiety. I can't even go into an Applebee's without somebody that I'm meeting either being there first and coming out to get me. If not, I will not go in the restaurant. God told me to stand up and tell them that your wife is no longer going to have to worry about that. And I just remember telling God, well, you're God. You could let him know and I don't have to get up and God said, no, I'm telling you to get up in front of these people and tell them, we're at a prayer meeting. It's not going to be you're not at Burger King. Just get up and tell them. And I said, God, the guy next to me, I've known, he's going to go, what the, what are you doing? You're going to turn it, because there's always that person at your church that does that. Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Well, I said, all right. I got up, I said, listen, I just want to say, I'm not one of these people. I've never done this. Sir, all due respect, I don't know why. This is the first time this is ever happening. I'm just telling you, I've never heard from God in this capacity before, but God told me to tell you and your wife that as this develops, very shortly in the future, she'll never have to worry about this again. 12 hours later, I'm at the church putting away some stuff for a prayer luncheon that they had for the ladies or whatever. And this is a church here in Tampa. Pastor comes to me and goes, hey, I just want you to know that little stunt you pulled yesterday, well, Larry's wife, she got fired today, okay? And I said, oh my God. I go, that's awesome. I go, that's incredible. I go, that's crazy. Oh man. I go, oh wow. He goes, how is that awesome? I said, well, God told me to tell him that she's never going to have to worry about them again. She got fired. That came true. And he goes, yeah, I don't think so. Next time, blah, blah. I said, I've heard from God, and nowhere in the Bible does it say what you're saying, that I got to tell you before I do anything. So have a good day. I left the church that day. I was in my surgeon's office, and he was telling me, you're going to get off these pain pills. I'd been horribly addicted to pain pills. He told me, I'm looking across, I'm on North Street in Elmwood, in the Elmwood Village, at Dr. Simmons' office, historic area, blah, 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 blah. And God said, I'm going to give you something different to take. I've been taking kratom and been sober off of opiates after 10 or 11 years for 6 years now. Just one way. But this little clip that I'm going to put in here, what Pastor Carter says, this still happens. And if I haven't lost you, I can speak in tongues. I can pray in tongues. I believe and I know that the earth is not a spinning ball and that it's flat like it says in the Bible, that the earth is still motionless and unmovable. So that's just one verse.